Hey everybody, welcome to Squad Pod Sports. Today on the show, we're going to talk about the NBA playoff conference finals here. Games happen, we got to talk about. Got some blowouts, some surprises. The XFL is officially coming back next year. We got some news on what's going to be happening and when it's going to be premiering. And is Drew Brees possibly coming back to the NFL? Who knows? He released a cryptic statement.
Exactly. Do they even want him back? Well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, all that and more on the show, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Squad Pod Sports, where we bring our thoughts on the latest games and news around the sports world, brought to you by the Sideline Sports Network. I'm Wyatt, of course, joined by Vernon as always. Let's get right into the NBA talk here. Before we even go into the conference finals, we got to talk about some of these Game 7s that happened here.
It was a crazy, crazy weekend as far as Game 7s. I think it was a record for the amount of Game 7s, period, played in a weekend between the NHL and the NBA, and this is an early, super early, crazy sports stat fact of the podcast for you here. We still got one later, but Sunday was the first time ever. I know this is not NBA, but Sunday was the first time ever that two Canadian hockey teams hosted Game 7s at the same time on the at the same day.
That's crazy.
In Canada.
I didn't know that.
First time ever that two Canadian hockey teams hosted Game 7s at the same day in Canada. But I thought that was pretty crazy. But like you were saying, crazy Game 7. In the NBA as well. Specifically, we had two of them, but specifically that Mavs and Suns one, it was really a blowout. Not what we expected at all.
Not at all. Luka took this personally.
Oh,
he went straight MJ mode, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it all. I mean, Spencer Dinwiddie, he had a great game as well. Past couple games, but man, Luka. Since what happened when Devin Booker fell?
He took the ball from him.
Well, yeah, he took the ball and then he fell into the fans and he just laid there and then he's like pull that Luka I forget what he said.
It's like the Luka special.
The Luka special, that's what it is. Yeah, and everybody's saying, since that Luka special, it's all been downhill for them Suns.
It has been, man, and it's been great. At one point, Luka had 27, and the entire Suns team had 27, and I was like, oh my God. It was like 60-27, something like that. For a Game 7, that's unbelievable, in Phoenix as well. But
in Phoenix, CP3 and Devin Booker had a combined 6 points at the half, which is, and Devin Booker looked shook. The whole Suns team looked shook, but they weren't able to do anything.
No, they didn't show up.
Yeah, and then you got them being ripped apart on social media by fans. You have the team itself releasing a statement about
apologizing.
Apology, just hey, sorry. I know everybody kind of wants to go to a playoff game, expecting competition or whatever. We'll be back next year, stronger than ever.
You got embarrassed on your home court.
Embarrassed
by the next great of the NBA here, Luka Doncic. And me personally, we'll get to this. I know I picked Golden State, but I'm leaning towards Dallas a little bit just because of Luka. But we'll get to that. So the Dallas Mavericks moved on from that series. On the other side of things, we had an amazing Game 7 with the Bucks and the Celtics.
Bucks and the Celtics. Yeah, the Bucks were leading for a while there, and then the Celtics, man, they just took over.
Yep.
And they just seemed like they wanted it more. The Bucks were just gassed at that point. I feel like even if they had Middleton, it would have been helpful. But towards the end there, they just looked so gassed. The Celtics were making every single shot they put up at that point. Yeah, it was amazing.
It was amazing, and like you said, it just looked like the Celtics wanted it more. They were definitely more hungry. I know we had Ryan on here, and I'm sorry to him for the Bucks losing, but I did pick the Celtics. I just wanted to remind him that I did pick the Celtics to come out of this series here. So congratulations to the Celtics. I know the Bucks won it last year. The coach. He sounded so upset, so that they're gonna come back and full strength next year, be right back in the conversation. The Milwaukee Bucks there.
Exactly. And I think they're gonna, of course, like every other team, they're gonna make some tweaks this offseason, and I think they'll make the right choices just to try to get that title run again. Yeah. And I think they definitely can do it. They just need to stay healthy. Yeah. Just try to keep that core that they have.
Exactly.
But before we move on, to go back on the Mavs and Suns, it's just to add to a point. The Suns had the best record in the NBA this season. Mm-hmm. Like this should have never happened.
Yeah, they were the number 1 seed overall. Like over both conferences. This blowout to a 4 or 5 seed. What were the Mavs even? Like they weren't even that high of a seed.
Yeah, they were a low seed.
It's just embarrassing. It's more than a go back to the drawing board type of thing. You didn't show up. You showed up a couple months ago.
We never seen anything like it.
Never seen anything like this. I had to double check the score. Like it said third quarter, and they had 27 points, and I'm just like, no way, bro. There's no way. And I clicked.
It was like 64 or something to 27. Yeah. It was nuts.
I refreshed it again, and it was true. I'm like, oh my god, this is over. Luka did it. Luka's one series away from his first finals.
It possibly. I mean, we'll get into the matchups here because we know that the Grizzlies got eliminated by the Warriors. Mm-hmm. So it's, of course, going to be the Mavericks and the Warriors here.
Yep.
We both picked the Warriors to go to the finals. This is going to be a great series. I think like they're gonna even up pretty well here.
This would be pretty even. I know Luka's going to be kind of like the poster child of the playoffs going forward here. He's going to kind of be the star. Like everybody's got their eyes on. So we'll see how he handles that pressure. And I know that he's been here before, as far as he's won multiple championships in other leagues, so it's not the same. It's not the NBA, but like he has that veteran championship presence, so
he's not shook in these situations.
Exactly. I really would not be surprised if they took this series, but I think Golden State is a much better team overall, so they're more likely to win the series. But a little piece of me kind of wants to see Dallas win this series.
I agree. I would like to see Luka go to the finals. Just to add a if they win somehow, that'd be even crazier.
Yeah.
Just add another trophy to his collection. He'll probably be Finals MVP as well, and then it's the Luka show from here on out.
Exactly. I feel like if he wins the finals and gets the Finals MVP, like this summer, he'll be in all these commercials. Like it'll end up being the Luka show, like you said, going forward. He'll end up being like the new face of the NBA once LeBron leaves. But I'm excited for it. I'm going to stick with it. I think Golden State wins this series here. But I'm excited to watch it. I think it's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be somewhat evenly matched. I think that the Mavs could possibly catch them slipping, because I mean those Grizzlies were catching them Warriors slipping here on occasions as well. Right. So I think if anybody can do it, the Mavs can, especially if Luka can just take over a game like that at any point.
Yeah, but we'll see. On the flip side, there you got Miami facing Boston, who's beat Milwaukee there, and I picked Boston to win this series as well. I did pick Miami and Boston to be here. And the other one I picked Suns, Golden State, I think. So I was close on that. I got 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4, not bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I picked the Bucks, but I also picked the Heat to be in here as well.
Yeah.
Of course, the Bucks got knocked out, and I also picked the Suns in there as well. They got knocked out. Game 1 is happening as of right now, as we're recording this, and it's already been a roller coaster.
It has been.
Boston got out to such a hot start. They were rolling. They tied it up. Miami tied it up. Boston actually got another significant lead here, and it's almost at the end of the third, and Miami is now has the lead here.
Right, Miami is now
7 points.
Exactly. So like you said, it's been a roller coaster for a game 1. Just to note, did you say that Marcus Smart and Al Horford are not playing in this game here tonight?
Yeah, they're saying Marcus Smart has an ankle injury, which is definitely not good.
Yeah.
For Depoy out here missing, and Al Horford, he's actually in COVID protocol, and they're saying he could miss game 2 as well.
Right, and so with those two out and the Celtics to still be hanging here, it's a really good sign for them. It's a long series.
Oh yeah,
so
it's encouraging.
Let's see what happens. Who ends up coming out of this first game here, but. Like I said, I'm going to stick with it. I picked Boston to win this series here and end up in the finals. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, man, I feel like this is going to be the best series. I feel like this series can be better than the Mavs Warriors one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I completely agree.
because I can totally see. I know we're all hyping up the Mavs and Luka and everything, but I can also see the Warriors just like, all right, we're taking control of this. We're going to the finals. Like
5-6 games at the most.
Yeah, exactly. 5 or 6 games.
Exactly.
Like all ended.
Maybe some good stat lines out of Luka, but the team overall just can't hang with Golden State, and that's why I think Golden State will end up coming out of it. But I would like to see Luka in the finals, but maybe not this year.
This series, I can see going to Game 7.
Yeah.
Absolutely going to Game 7.
Almost like, yeah, exactly. Like, I'm expecting it to go to Game 7, regardless of who wins it,
Yeah, and I think it's going to be a damn good series. I've been riding the Boston train for so long here, and I want to believe, but there's something about this Heat, man. This Heat team, and me, I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan.
Yeah.
I want to see Jimmy go to these finals once again and get that chip. LeBron ain't on the other side to stop him this time.
Exactly, they were just there. So out of any of these teams, other than maybe Golden State, they're proven like, yo, we were just here. Like we're back.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
So
damn near the same squad.
Right.
So why can't they?
I could see it coming down to a Game 7 and really being a coin flip at that end. But I'm gonna stick with Boston on that one.
Okay. But yeah, those are going to be great series here. You have anything else you want to add as far as the games?
As far as those specific, no. I know Pat Bev was talking shit. We can kind of segue into that here.
Yeah, Pat Bev out here just flaming everybody. I don't know who got the idea to invite this dude onto these shows.
Why?
Like this dude you got eliminated.
Why? Like, why? Who wants his insight? I don't want to see Pat Bev become like a Draymond Green, where he's on talk shows all the time. I hate Pat Bev, like talking all this shit.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with like players going on and doing this. Like, I like hearing from Draymond Green. JJ Redick has been a huge breath of fresh air on ESPN.
I don't mean no disrespect towards former players. I mean disrespect towards Pat Bev.
Pat Bev specifically is adding nothing to these conversations. He's just out here hating on people just to hate on people.
I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen here. It's somebody photoshopped Pat Bev with the player haters of the year with the
exactly
the pink gown on. Like I'm gonna put that on screen here so that our viewers will see that. That's how Pat Bev is. That's
exactly what he was. He came out just hate.
So you want to start, like, he said something about Chris Paul. He was just going off on Chris Paul, about how he just ain't that good anymore, and just I don't know exactly what he said.
That like he's like, those cones you see during practice in the summertime, you do the dribble drills. That's Chris Paul because you can just roll right around him, and all like straight disrespectful.
Oh my god!
And then like he was like saying what. I think it was before the game, he said like, watch someone gonna fake an injury after this Game 7 or whatever, and then Chris Paul said that like he was playing on like a hurt hamstring or whatever, and Pat Bev once again he's just like, see, told you, like someone playing the hurt card or whatever.
He also said that the Lakers championship was the bubble championship, and
he did.
He proceeded to say that he wants to play for the Lakers. No. Get out of here. We don't want you.
And then he said he wanted LeBron to go to Minnesota because of the tax cuts.
Nah. LeBron ain't never go to Minnesota unless y'all draft Bronny. That's the only way LeBron's going to Minnesota.
I don't think Pat Bev is on Braun's radar right now.
Other than just being like, who? Like,
who?
Pat? Oh, no, I don't care what he has to say.
We had the old head experiment this year. We got to rebuild this franchise. You're not going to be part of that, man.
I just wanted to take a minute and talk about how ridiculous Pat Bev is. And it's a little, I mean, like, to be honest, we're even less than him, out here talking shit about him. Who are we to talk shit about him? We're just some internet guys, but fuck you, Pat Bev. Like, I never liked you, and I don't care if you like me. Yeah. I really don't. But, like, I've always had a problem with Pat Bev.
He's still salty from that bubble, too, because they blew that 3-1 lead. I know,
right?
The Clippers.
Like, get out of here, fucking Pat Bev. Talking all this shit.
Like, that's the only. I don't see him having a career in broadcasting. I see Draymond doing it after his career. JJ already doing it. He's one of the best in the game right now, man. He out here stating facts to Pat Bev and Stephen A.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
he was like,
what are you guys talking
about how there's an asterisk on it, and JJ's like, I could give you an asterisk on every championship if you really want to, man. Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh my god.
And he kept saying like he's like, there was no fans there. It's like, bro, this the same course you play on. Like, you play in the same game. Like, it don't matter. Like,
over the top ridiculousness from Pat Bev that's unnecessary.
Oh my gosh.
So hopefully no one has him on their shows anytime soon, so we just don't have to deal with it.
It's somebody else.
It's so
Put
crazy.
Richard Jefferson back on there or whatever. I've seen him.
I love Richard Jefferson. But like you got players coming on all the time, okay? And like usually they're if they do even talk crap on somebody, it's not anything that crazy, you know. It's just like, oh, okay, you know, it's in the news or whatever. Pat Bev, all I've heard all day on radio and like things like is people talking about Pat Bev and how like what the hell is this guy like it's everybody's talking about it. So
yeah, and
like God.
I don't know if you saw, but like Damian Lillard was out here like talking about Pat Bev, just like someone posted like his stat line like average like 11 points. He's like, because nobody guards Pat Bev. Nobody got to worry about Pat Bev.
It's just ridiculous, man. I know Matt Barnes even went at him talking about like Matt Barnes was saying how he's not a player, like they're not going to be remembering us, you know what I mean? They're going to remember the like the Chris Pauls, you know, like he's sitting here because that's what Matt Barnes does now. He does like podcasting and radio things, and he's just like he's humble enough to be like, yo, they're not here for us. We're role players, you know what I mean? Like you can't be disrespecting the legends like that. And I'm not even that big of a Chris Paul fan, you know, but like
I agree, I'm not either, but you gotta see his game and what he has done. Like what was that stat that like at the past couple teams he's been on, their win percentage has skyrocketed and they made the playoffs and everything? Like he consistently makes his teams better, and he's a main factor in that as well, not just a role player.
So regardless,
he just hasn't been able to do anything, you know, as far as win a championship.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, in other news, they had the NBA draft lottery picks here tonight. The top 4 picks go to Orlando, OKC, Houston, and Sacramento.
Yep. So we got some fresh blood coming. I've heard talks about this draft. I don't really know too much about the players in it. But I've heard that it's a draft where you can't really go wrong. There's no superstars, you know, but it's you can't really go wrong type of draft, you know, as far as who you're picking. It's a lot of potential. There's a lot of development here where you're going to end up with a solid player regardless of where you're picking. So, and I know the Lakers had the 8th pick. We ended up winning it in the lottery there, but it goes to the Pelicans. So we don't actually get that pick anyway there.
Yeah, we don't have any in there either. But let's see if Houston could possibly build a team to keep off that not list this next coming season.
I doubt
they're consistently on there.
I doubt it. But speaking of Houston, what's up with John Wall? Do you think he's going to get moved at all? Like, do you think, because he's got some type of $47 million option.
Yeah, I saw a list of like the top 5 like highest paid players in the league, and it was crazy because you had like LeBron, KD on there, Steph Curry, and then you had like Russell Westbrook,
John Wall were making more money than LeBron or Kevin Durant.
Yeah, and there was, I forget what other player. There was another player on there. I was like, why is he on there right now? James Harden.
Yeah.
Oh, that's who it was. Because I was like, there's no way James Harden should be the highest paid player right now. Because he was like number 2.
Right.
I was like, no way Philly's going to give him that money.
It's just ridiculous, and I don't know what's going to happen. You know, obviously, if they're all player options, I'm sure they're all opting in. You know, that'd be ridiculous to not opt in, especially some players like James Harden who might not get a max, John Wall for sure, Russell Westbrook for sure. You know, these are players that are going to be. I don't think James Harden to be moved, but I think I expect John Wall and Russell Westbrook to be moved this offseason here.
Yeah, I don't know what the stipulations are with John Wall. Like, I don't know if he's free to go. I don't know how much longer is on his contract. I don't know if it's probably too much for them to buy him out so he can just go wherever he wants.
Yeah.
And I feel like a team that would want to trade for him would want to, you know, to have them pay a majority of the contract so they're not taking on that huge deal right away. Right. Especially for John Wall, who hasn't played in this how long now? A couple years.
So, I mean, I would love to see him back in the league. I just don't know where he fits.
Yeah. Lakers.
We do a straight up swap Russell Westbrook for John Wall. I'll
try it again. Run it back
with Russ over there at Houston. Give us John Wall. We'll try it with him. Can't be any worse.
Yeah, that's true. Try to get rid of some of the other pieces. Get a little younger.
Get rid of Melo. Melo ain't helping. I love Melo, but you ain't helping, bro. You ain't helping.
The NBA is discussing penalizing intentional fouls to stop fast breaks by giving the other team a free throw and retaining possession of the ball.
Like a judgment call. Like if they're, you could tell they're trying to just stop a fast break here, but bow. Like, okay, fine, but we're gonna give them free throws anyway because they do intentionally,
and they keep the ball.
Damn. So that interesting. Interesting. You just more or less like give them the like, hey, you got to stop them. You don't want them to go score on this fast break. Get back on defense.
Yeah. The Hornets are interviewing former Blazers coach Terry Stotts for their vacant head coaching position.
Okay.
That's another interview for the Hornets.
That Hornets job vacancy was a surprising one because their coach wasn't even doing that terrible. So I wonder if there was a little bit more in there, like why he got fired. But I know we're looking for a coach too, man. So I feel about that.
This is, going into the conference finals here. Apparently, this is going to be the 5th straight season that there's a different NBA champion. The first time there's been this streak, a streak this long since 75 through 79. Damn. So it's been a long time where we had a streak of this many different champions.
A lot of dominant franchises over the last couple of years. I know for a while there, the West, it was just Lakers, Spurs, and Dallas squeaked on out. Lakers, Spurs, Boston. You got Lakers, Spurs. Like it was ridiculous there for a while. But yeah, that's surprising. When's the last Golden State championship? Was it 2017? So is that like the reason?
I believe so.
That it's only 5 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we just haven't had a repeat since then, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I like it though.
Toronto.
I like not seeing these same teams going back.
What we have Golden State, Toronto, LA,
Milwaukee.
Yeah. So yeah, this would be the 5th. Yeah.
Yep.
Interesting.
And also to keep up with that, this is another early crazy sports fact. The Celtics will now play in their 37th Eastern Conference Finals, and they have played in exactly half of the Eastern Conference Finals ever. That is a super crazy sports stat. That's how dominant these Celtics have been in the NBA.
When I think about the dominance and history of the Celtics, it makes my blood boil. Even though I've watched too many Lakers documentaries, I've seen Red Auerbach smoking too many cigars in that old grainy film. Like I hate that. Like when I think about the legacy of the Celtics, I'm just like, oh, like they've just been shitting on Jerry West losing all those finals. Just, oh my God, it just makes me so upset, So it is what it is, but I am rooting for him. Like as far as I think that they're going to end up in the finals here. But it does make me upset when I hear stats like that. It just reminds me, damn, I think we're tied right now. Or I think they have either 16 championships or 17. And I know we have 17.
16, I think.
So if they win this year, they'll be tied with us again for the most championships. So I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
No.
Well, now you know how it feels because you're a Yankees fan as well, and they got a ton of chips, and I'm sure that's how a lot of MLB teams feel.
Right. But I like the Yankees. I would call myself a Yankees fan, but at the end of the day, I don't want to, like I've only been around. I only remember a couple Yankees championships, So like from like early 2000s and like things like that, the 2000s. I don't even remember, and I'm not even that huge of a baseball fan. I don't hurt anybody's feelings. I do have a baseball game on my phone that I play all the time. My son plays baseball, so I fuck with the Yankees, but I'm not like the biggest Yankees fan of the world here. When I think about their 27 championships, I don't want to be like, yeah, you know what I mean, 27 motherfuckers.
27. That's we go for 28 this year.
Yeah, that's not as big to me as like the 6 for the Patriots, because I've been around for all 6 of them, even though
it could be worse. You could be a Cowboys fan, talk about chips he won 25 plus years ago, man.
Shit, I don't know how there's any
fans
new
that are
Cowboys
repping the team right now that never even seen a chip.
I don't understand how they are Cowboys fans. Like it just doesn't make sense.
How do you become fans? How are they so like popular? Why are they on primetime every year?
Doesn't make any sense.
But yeah, we'll move it on. To keep with the Celtics here, just a couple stats. They finished with 22 3-pointers in Game 7. Damn. And it's the most all-time in a Game 7 and most in playoff history for the Celtics.
Damn. So most all-time in a Game 7, even more than like a team like the Warriors.
Yeah, 22 in one game. Yeah,
Damn.
that's nuts. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is the first player ever with 200 points, 100 rebounds, and 50 assists in a single series.
Holy shit. Giannis out here setting stats like that, like things Wilt didn't do.
Yeah, he was out here putting it all on the line, and I mean, you saw it there towards the end. They were just gassed, man. They couldn't do much more.
Yeah, he did everything he could. You know, I know he's got a movie coming out on Disney Plus talking about his family, so he's got that going for him.
Sixers president Daryl Morey says Doc Rivers will return next season for the Sixers.
I saw that. So he's out of the running for Lakers. You know, like I thought there was a slim chance we can get him. Not that I even really wanted him. I just like the idea of we're in the running for him. But he is returning, so we know that they're running it back. The James Harden experiment. We'll see what's going on with that. You know, Joel Embiid's sticking around, so it'll be interesting
for sure. Frank Vogel, your boy, is among the interview candidates for the Hornets head coaching job.
Good luck to you. I wish you the best. He won a chip for us, but that was about it. You know, other than that, we've had some pretty bad tumultuous years, you know, under Frank Vogel. So thank you for the chip, but I don't know how we squeaked that one out. Pat Bev might be right.
Pat Bev might be right about that.
Shit.
NBA unveiled a lineup of reimagined trophies for the NBA postseason with the addition of conference final MVP trophies named after Magic Johnson and Larry Bird.
Yes. This is awesome. This is really cool.
Awesome.
I saw a video.
And we're going to be seeing them this year.
Yeah. Awesome. I didn't know that. I didn't know it was as soon as this year, but
I'm pretty sure.
I saw a video where they were telling Larry Bird about the trophies and he was just like, that's amazing, you know? And so it was really cool to see. And I love when the NBA honors legends like this. You know, it's just, and they've always, and not always, but especially of late, the NBA has been all about innovating, all about making changes, all about trying to just do different things, you know, and this is just, this is great.
Yeah, and speaking of that video, it's funny because he said, I wish I can win me one of those Magic Johnson trophies. That'd be the highlight of my career.
Yeah, that would be awesome, man. And I just watched a documentary on them the other day, about like 2 weeks ago now, because I was watching Winning Time. So it's got me into it. And it's just so cool to see actual footage of those two interacting, you know, whether it's on the court or off the court. Hearing the story about how Magic Johnson was just always like kind of a loving guy, and Larry Bird was all business, you know. But then, Larry
Bird was a savage.
They ended up doing a Converse commercial together, and it was like, well, Larry, I'm not flying out to LA for this commercial. So if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it in my hometown. So Magic Johnson went to Larry Bird's house, and where he has a court, you know, and his mom brought him in, and they like ate dinner together and everything. Like he just. They bonded, you know what I mean? And that from that point on, when the season started, they were Larry Bird was back to all business, but like it was a different type of tone. You know, he was like a friend at that point. It's just a cool dynamic to see and see how it all evolved. You know?
Yeah. I just remember hearing stories. Just all the legendary stories of Larry Bird just trash talking dudes before and during games.
Oh yeah,
just calling his shots before they even go in, type stuff. Like going out, like winning the what was it, 3-point contest in his warm ups,
and everything. Walking in the locker room, like which one of y'all is getting second place? You know, like shit like that. Like Larry Bird was a savage, man. He was one of the greatest of all time.
That video, like on The Last Dance, of him and Mike like dapping up. He's like, "Fuck you, bitch."
Yeah, like that shit's amazing. Like. I love seeing the insights like that. So it is really cool that the NBA is recognizing these two and giving them some long-standing recognition here, because these trophies are going to be around for a while.
Yeah, it's awesome. I'm interested to see what they do going forward with that type of stuff. Because you know, due to the terrible circumstances, we do have like the Kobe Bryant trophy,
right?
You know, and that's I believe that's the All-Star MVP, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So it's very innovative, like you were saying. So I'm interested to see how they need to name something after my boy, though. Yeah. After MJ.
Michael's gonna get like the actual MVP trophy named after him one day.
One day, like, or else make him the logo finally. Damn it.
No, because you know how much money the National Basketball Association would have to pay Michael Jordan to use that logo.
Oh yeah, and that's why he's like. That's why it hasn't happened yet, because they've asked him, I'm sure, and he's like,
I'm gonna need $17 trillion. That's how much.
See what's on my shoe right now?
It's everywhere. That logo is just like, and it's almost like they don't even need to, because that logo is almost synonymous with basketball anyway, so they don't need to. They still have their logo, but they would love to get it one day.
They need to just instead of using that logo, just use a different shot of him in a gate. Like use the shot.
Yeah.
Like just him hitting the jumper or something.
Right.
I don't know. Use another Jordan one.
Something
like
that he doesn't have copyrighted. I'm sure he has a shitload fucking copyrighted.
You have to go deep into the archives to find something. But we can roll right, unless you have anything else to add here, we can go right into our NFL talk for the week. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about.
I did have just one more thing for the NBA here.
Okay.
And it's video game related. So there have been rumors floating around that for 2K23, the cover is going to be kind of like a split, how Madden 22 was here with the GOAT edition, where it'll be LeBron and Michael Jordan, hence both wearing number 23 for NBA 2K23 on like a legend edition, as far as like the new cover here. And I'm all here for it. I think it would be an awesome idea. I think it would be really cool. I don't know if you can get them two in a room to take pictures the way Pat Mahomes and Tom Brady did for like
you
a
just
shoot.
have to use just like a in prime Jordan photo, and like you can either use Brom now or like I don't know.
But even if you use like an older LeBron, like in the old Cavs 23 or something, like just I think that'd be cool. Really, really cool. I don't really know who else they would put. They just had Luka on last year. I don't know if Trae Young really deserves it yet. Ja Morant maybe, but not quite yet. So at this point, you would miss an opportunity if if you don't put the two greatest 23s ever on 2K23.
Yeah, if not put them on the same cover, do like the different editions, or you like maybe have Braun on the regular cover or something, and then Jordan on the deluxe edition.
Exactly. That's an even better
idea. And the deluxe has both of them on or something.
Right.
Who knows?
Where you get all the V coins, or VC, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I just
it's
thought
not a
about
bad
this
idea though.
As we were talking about it. I know my he was just on the cover not too long ago, but 2K24 is not too far away either. I would love to see some type of Kobe Bryant edition in a 2K24, but that wasn't what this was about. It was about the Michael Jordan and LeBron covers. I just thought that was a cool idea. I wanted to see what you thought about it.
Yeah, I definitely think they should do that though. And whether they put it up both on the same cover or do the different editions, I think they would be fools to not capitalize on that opportunity.
Exactly. That's how I feel about it.
But anything else here, Verb?
Nope.
Roll right into NFL. Heartbreaking news out of the NFL here today. Tyreek Cohen for the Bears has an Achilles injury and is going to be out for the remainder of the season.
Yep, and he did it on live. He was streaming on IG Live and ended up just backstepping it, just tearing it, so it is heartbreaking.
Yeah, he hasn't... Oh, sorry.
No. I was just saying he hasn't played in a while because he's been trying to make a squad here. So it really is heartbreaking to see that type of thing happen.
Yeah, he tore his ACL here in week 3 of 2020, and he hasn't played since. So it's been 2 years now since he hasn't even played, and he was looking to come back with this newly rejuvenated Bears offense and hoping to do something. And of course this happens.
Right. So hopefully he has some type of speedy recovery and gets back to the field 2023, but I don't know. I don't know what's happening with him.
All right, on to the next story. Tom Brady is going to be the subject of a Netflix roast special.
Really?
So people going to be roasting Tom Brady on a Netflix special here soon. Nobody's been announced as who's going to be involved, but that's going to be on my radar. I'm looking to see that here.
Yeah, that's going to be hilarious. Tom Brady's going to be sitting there with that stupid smile on his face the whole time while people are just talking shit on him.
Very funny.
Giving him his props, meanwhile just talking shit. Like I'm actually excited. I didn't even know that was in the works. That's gonna be pretty funny.
I'm sure Gronk will be there.
He's gonna say a bunch of inappropriate shit,
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
They need to get Bill there. Let Bill roast Tom, bro.
That would be like a pay-per-view event if Bill Belichick was on the roster to be there. Think about it, man. Like everybody would be like, no way you got Bill Belichick to come up and tell a couple jokes about Tom Brady. There's no way. No way. If that happens, the world will stop spinning, bro. That's how I feel about it.
I assume Jeffrey Ross is going to be there.
That makes sense.
Just because he's at like every roast, and I'm sure he's going to be dressed up as some like football player. Like maybe he's dressed up as Tom Brady or something.
Didn't they do one on Peyton Manning already?
I feel like they did.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about
or
that.
if they didn't do it on Peyton, Peyton was at the roast and he was, so I do, it's not the first time we have.
It's been a while since
players.
I heard about one of these roasts.
Tom Brady's trying to kind of branch out, get his name out there before he.
Tom Brady doing everything, man. He has all of this planned out. Not only now he's not even retired. He's just like, I can do it while I'm playing.
Yeah,
I feel like he retired, made all of these plans, and he's like, I feel like I can play football while I'm doing all this stuff.
Yeah, I can do it.
Why not?
I can do it. Giselle's just sitting there like, you have no time for her, no time for the kids. Like, he's just, I can do it.
You said you were going to retire, Tom.
Maybe next year.
I'm Tom Brady. I can do what I want.
I can do what I want. Fuck Tom Brady.
Did you win 7 Super Bowls?
I was riding around New York City on a bike without a helmet on, and everybody was pissed. I posted it on TikTok because I'm Tom Brady. Like, did you see that video? Everybody was all mad about it. He just posted it like a day or two ago where he's riding around New York City on a bike. He's like, I haven't done this in forever. And he like rents a bike and he's just riding around New York City.
Bro, imagine walking around the street and you just see Tom Brady just whiz by you on a bike, like coming at you. You're like, is that Tom Brady?
But like, he wasn't wearing a helmet, so everybody was all like, "Oh, Tom Brady should have wear a helmet." Like, how many reports are there of delivery drivers getting hit by trucks? Blah 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 blah. And, like, they're just going off, and like the video wasn't that
all
bad.
The time.
It looked like
I remember people had a fit when he went like cave diving.
Right. Tom Brady's kind of doing whatever Tom Brady wants to do, man. So it's not that surprising. He could be doing worse stuff.
Yeah, like, he's getting old. He can get hurt. Like, you don't want him to get hurt before this dude. I don't know. I trust him more than anybody.
Yeah,
with like staying healthy at this point.
He taught me a new word, pliability. I didn't even know what that meant before Tom Brady. So, hey, it is what it is, man. Let him do what he wants to do.
Wow. Philip Lindsay signed a 1-year contract with the Colts.
Yep. Try to latch on there, see if Matt Ryan can take.
See how that works.
Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, he's been kind of struggling to find a home here, or at least just a team that'll kind of use him how he wants to be used.
Well, he's not the feature back, at least, going to the Colts. So maybe he can find some handcuff time there, behind Jonathan Taylor. But I think it's a good move for him.
This wasn't in my plans, but I actually have a question for you because I saw this on Twitter and it makes sense. Do you think Jonathan Taylor is going to be a lead rusher this year?
No.
I don't think so either.
No.
I don't think it's going to happen again.
I think he'll be close. He'll be probably top 5. But I don't think it... I don't know. Last year seemed like not a fluke, but Derrick Henry was... If Derrick Henry's healthy, he's hands down getting the rushing title. I don't even care how bad Tennessee is.
I think it'll be good, but I don't see him being like in the top 2 there this year.
I agree with you.
We'll see. Veteran defensive tackle Jack Crawford announced he's retiring from the NFL after 10 seasons. Played for Dallas, the Raiders, Falcons, Titans, and the Cardinals.
Damn, played for a bunch of teams. Holy.
Bunch of teams in 10 years.
Right.
Bengals star safety Jesse Bates has no intentions of playing on the franchise tag. No.
Oh, yeah? Yeah. You're not going to play for $13 million or however much they're offering you?
He said no. He's a Pro Bowler, apparently, and he said, nope, get me a deal or I'm not playing or trade me.
Now he's going to be holding in, apparently, because, like, you can't hold out, but if you just show up, like, they can't find you or something, and just, like, but you don't got to do nothing.
I'll be there.
I'm
not going to be happy about it.
I'm not doing anything. Like,
I'm not doing anything.
I'm hurt. Pay me. So, I mean, maybe it just expands some time. They'll probably end up getting some type of deal done with him. You know how
Trade
it is.
Trade him to the Eagles. That's the only solution.
Trade him to somebody. Do whatever you got to do. But if you want to play on that franchise tag, fine. We won't play on the franchise. Like we'll figure something else out for you.
All right. Starting in 2023, Monday Night Football will finally include flex scheduling from weeks 14 through 18.
Thank God.
So they can pretty much move games as much as they want. Teams that weren't as good as they thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
Move them down to 1 o'clock,
have
4
them
o'clock.
Terrible. I remember like a couple weeks, 16, 17 games, like there's 1 o'clock games on when you're like, this should be a primetime game. This is a playoff implicating, like, and you got Bills or you got like Jets, Jaguars on Monday night. Like,
see it all the time. Games that mean nothing.
Just ridiculous. So I'm glad that they're implementing that and being able to make those changes on the fly.
Yeah.
That's good
and
for us.
I mean, Twitter, I mean, people like it seems, but a lot of people are pissed because it does kind of fuck over the fans a little bit because they can just change a game at the last minute. Could ruin people's plans that already bought tickets and stuff.
That is true.
How their stuff planned out.
That is very true.
Which I could totally understand.
How do they accommodate
from like a business viewpoint, you want to have, you know, these games that actually mean something, whether it be for a playoff spot, rivalry, who knows? Just these two teams that are very good at that point in time. Why not put them on prime time?
Absolutely.
Boost your ratings a little bit. Apparently, NFL officials are scheduled to meet with Deshaun Watson this week.
Yep. So
to decide what's going on.
We'll get some type of verdict whether or not. I saw there's 3 options now. Apparently, you know, they could let him have no suspension, you know, based off of time served. Just kind of be like, okay, you already missed 17 games. They could suspend him X amount of games, you know, 6, 8, 12, however many games this year, or they could even wait for all of his civil stuff and let him play this year and potentially suspend him in 2023. I saw that as an option as well. So I don't know what's going to happen here, but hopefully we get some type of verdict here just so we know what's going on, you know.
Hopefully it comes soon here.
Yeah.
The Saints coach ex-coach Sean Payton is joining Fox as a studio analyst here.
Mm-hmm.
As expected. That's been kind of rumored for a while now.
Yep. He'll be chilling with Tom Brady soon.
Player got the bag this week. Jair Alexander for the Packers agreed on a 4-year, $84 million extension, $30 million signing bonus for the defensive back.
He's going to be around for a while. He's a staple on that defense. You know, he's definitely a big piece for them.
Yeah, and a lot of news that was kind of making waves on the websites and media here this week. Drew Brees is officially done after 1 season as an analyst for NBC, and he posted a tweet. A cryptic tweet here. He said, despite speculation from media about my future this fall, I'm currently undecided. I may work for NBC. I may play football again. I may focus on business and philanthropy. I may train for pickleball tour, senior golf tour, coach my kids, or all of the above. I'll let you know. Very interesting. He says about coming back to football after 1 year.
Very interesting.
Kind of stuck that in the middle there, like nobody gonna notice.
Right, like nobody's gonna be like, "What do you mean you want to play football again? You've been throwing 5,000 yards." And now the thing is, he's at a point in his career where it's not necessarily like a Tom Brady coming out of retirement or a Brett Favre even. You know, like what does he really have left in the tank? You know, his last 2 years weren't really the best as they were. He was throwing some lame ducks, you know. So I know the Saints ain't probably going to take him back, especially without Sean Payton there. I just don't know where he would fit in, you know, like because he would want to play for a contender, somebody who's like a quarterback away. You know, maybe Miami or something like that. But I just
I don't see that many teams like that are a quarterback away from contending, you know, that would want to get him right now. I don't see that many teams that are just a quarterback away.
And even still, I don't think that Drew Brees would be that push for you.
Exactly.
As good as
you're not getting any mobility out of the pocket or anything.
Right.
Like and you're getting an arm that's not what it was.
I don't want to be Pat Bev here, none, you know, like Drew Brees is a legend. He's a great we respect him. We love Drew Brees. It's the same with Melo. Melo ain't nowhere near Drew Brees as far as prestige, you know, but like Melo ain't the same player he used to be. You know, Drew Brees really ain't the same player he used to be. So it wouldn't make sense for him to come back, you know, unless he surprised the shit out of us. Like, oh my God, he is still Drew Brees. You know, I just don't see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not to say that he wouldn't have those moments, but you're not getting that dude full time.
Right.
Moving on to your rival here, the Dolphins. They signed a veteran pass rusher, Melvin Ingram.
Oh, great.
Who spent last season with the Steelers and the Chiefs.
Great. Excellent. So this dude's coming after Mac Jones too now. I just love hearing about new people chasing after Mac Jones. Awesome.
Great. Oh, Dolphins got another receiver too? Oh, that's great.
Yeah. We're going to end up with 4th in the division this year? Awesome. The Jets had a great draft? Oh, okay, great. Like, just everything. It's so terrible, man.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh.
So what are we doing, Bill?
Bill, what do you do? Oh, you draft Cole Strange? What the Come on now.
That's the dude. That's the guy gonna put us over the top, Bill. Cole Strange.
In Bill, I trust, man.
Oh my gosh. Going back to the Saints here, they signed Jarvis Landry to a 1 year, like $4 million deal. It's like nothing, man. It's any team could have got this dude, but he decided to, go to New Orleans here, pair up with his former teammate Tyrann Mathieu, just sign with them.
Get that hometown
Saints.
Discount, just kind of try it
Saints
out.
Look good, man.
Why not see what happens down there? Like you said, teamed up with Tyrann Mathieu. I know they play on different sides of the ball there, but still, they were together in the LSU locker room. It's a nice camaraderie there. So I think it'd be a nice signing for him. I think it was way better for him to do this than to go to Cleveland,
Yeah. So we got a bunch of schedule news because the schedule released since we last talked here on the podcast. So we just got some different games here to talk about. Russell Wilson's going to be returning to Seattle with the Broncos on week one on Monday Night Football.
Opening up the season like that. I love that, man. That's such a good thing for the league there, because that was probably one of the biggest moves of the year there was Russ moving, so why not just bam right out the gate?
Russ gonna come out and thwomp on these Seahawks on Monday Night Football. It's gonna be wild.
It's gonna be awesome to see, man. I can't wait. I'm just so excited for football to come back. Period.
Same. I feel like we say it every year.
I know,
but
right?
This offseason was nuts, and I cannot wait. Like, it was crazier than ever. And going into the season, I am super excited about the state of not only my team, but like all these other teams that have kind of rebuilt. It's going to be wild to see how they develop through the season. And starting with the first game that's going to be played this season, it's going to be the defending Super Bowl champions, the LA Rams, against the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh. And that's a
Thursday night
there.
football.
It's probably the best Thursday night game we'll get all year. But
possibly
it's really exciting to see something like that on opening night. Buffalo's, coming right out the gates hot. They really want to. They're really trying to prove to everybody that they are the best team in the AFC. And the Rams trying to just come out and be like, look, we're defending champs. So that should be an amazing game.
Yeah, and another interesting note about the game: Von Miller, who won the Super Bowl with the Rams, is now on the Bills.
Right.
He's going to be chasing down Matt Stafford now.
So interesting piece there.
The Bucs are going to host the Chiefs on Week 4 on Sunday Night Football.
Okay, get a nice Super Bowl rematch there.
Yep. Tom Brady versus Pat Mahomes. We got a Thanksgiving slate here: the Bills versus the Lions, because of course we have to have the Lions on Thursday.
Their
on
only
Thanksgiving
primetime game all year, even though it's not even a primetime game.
Giants versus the Cowboys. So we're just gonna see the Cowboys probably thwomp on them Giants at 4:30, and then we get your boys, the Patriots versus the Vikings at prime time.
8:20 on Thanksgiving. We're facing them Vikings. It's in Minnesota, but I'm excited for that, man. I'm gonna have a belly full of turkey, ready to watch my Patriots. I can't wait for that, man.
Just I'm ready for this.
Oh yeah, Mac Jones.
And move over NBA because NFL is moving in on Christmas Day. We got 3 games on Christmas Day. We got the Packers versus the Dolphins. Should be a great game. Broncos versus the Rams. You got Matt Stafford versus Russell Wilson on that middle game there. And then you also got the Bucks versus the Cardinals.
See,
that'll be a good game as well.
It sounds better than it is, okay? Because listen, we're getting gypped because Christmas is on a Sunday this year, so we should.
It's not special.
Yeah, it's not special at all. They're like, okay, because normally this probably wouldn't have any football on this Sunday, so we're actually not getting. It's not as good as it looks. That's all.
They fooled everybody.
And just to add, the Patriots actually play Saturday, December 24th. We play that Saturday before Christmas. We play the Bengals. So, there's games on that Saturday, too, apparently.
What?
Yeah. So, that whole weekend, we're going to have football. The 24th,
oh my God,
we play the Bengals. And then you have Christmas games on the 25th there. So, I'm excited for it, man. I don't know.
Not only we got Christmas, but we got games all weekend.
That's Christmas Eve
I'm going to get nothing done.
1 p.m. on Saturday, we play the Bengals on December 24th. So, I'm excited for that,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Another huge matchup that everybody's looking forward to, Week 6, Buffalo Bills versus them Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
We're going to get a rematch.
I can't wait for that, man. You know, these two teams I think are the best two teams in the AFC. So it's just going to be a AFC Championship preview, hopefully. You know, most likely.
Yeah. The Chiefs are going to be the first team in NFL history to start the season with 8 straight games against teams that had a winning record in the previous season.
Damn, so they got a real tough schedule.
Yeah, they got the Cardinals, the Chargers, the Colts, the Bucks, the Raiders, the Bills, the 49ers, and the Titans.
Man.
And then they have a bye week.
Oh, man.
So Chiefs gonna have a tough road to start out the season here.
So I actually,
without Tyreek Hill,
I just checked, and it looks like a lot of teams play Saturday the 24th. You do, Pittsburgh does. So let me see here. What is that?
They moved all the games that were going to be played on Sunday just to Saturday, and they're like, we're just going to say you have Christmas games to make them special.
Yo, 100%, that's what they did. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 games on Christmas Eve.
They're just like, we just going to move everything a day ahead, and then we're just going to make it seem special that we're putting a couple games on Christmas.
We got Thursday games, Saturday games, Sunday games, and we even get a Monday, the December 26th Monday night game. So that weekend is going to be...
that Vince McMahon meme, bro. You're just like, Thursday game, Saturday game, Sunday game, Monday game.
That's going to be such a good weekend. Christmas weekend is going to be great. Yeah.
Cannot wait. Hope them birds win. Hope all our teams win. And last thing about the schedule here, pretty interesting, is the amount of primetime games that each team has here. These teams have 5 primetime games over the course of the season. You got Cincinnati, the Chargers, the Rams, you got Buffalo, you got Tampa Bay, you got Green Bay, Dallas for some reason, San Fran, Denver, Kansas City. You got New England, you got Pittsburgh, and you got Philly as well. Got 5
three of our teams
games.
got 5 primetime games, man. I saw that, and I thought that was awesome. No idea.
Mama, we made it.
No idea why Dallas has 5, let alone 4, let alone 3 primetime games, you know. But I guess it does sell tickets, so it makes sense. But I'm very proud of our teams. But all 3 of our teams, the Patriots, the Eagles, and the Steelers, have 5 primetime games this year.
Putting some respect on our rebuilding franchises here.
God damn it. That's right, you know, so...
We don't even know who the quarterback is for Pittsburgh, but they got 5 primetime.
That's sad.
At least we know what's going on with our team.
That's sad for every other team.
We don't know what's going on with the Steelers.
Every team that's got 4, 3, or 2, or even like the Lions with 0. The Steelers don't even have a quarterback, and they gave him 5. So
yeah, the Lions don't have any primetime games. The teams with 1, you got the Jets, the Giants, Houston, Jacksonville, Carolina, and Atlanta. Pretty much the teams you would expect.
Yeah.
4, you got Tennessee, Indy, Vegas, and Arizona. But yeah, there was a couple surprising ones with the most. I wasn't expecting Philly to be on there. I think we only had like 2 or 3 last year.
Yeah, for real. I wasn't expecting the Patriots to be on there either. But
so we must be looking good in the NFL community's eyes if they've given us 5 primetime games.
Out of our 5 primetime games, 4 of them are in a row.
Yeah, that's nuts. I can't believe that.
We have 2 Thursdays in a row, a Monday, and then a Sunday night.
Why would they do that to you?
Okay, like, what? You know what I mean? Like, and apparently, this is a little tidbit. Apparently, the Patriots put a request in for the schedule makers this year because we play Arizona and Las Vegas away. They request it, and like the league has no, they don't need to accommodate this request. They just can if they will, or they will if they can. I mean. They granted it. They granted us. All we wanted to do was to play them back to back since we were going to be over there on the West Coast anyway. They granted it.
Yeah.
They gave it to us at the end. Like, we played Minnesota primetime, Buffalo primetime, Arizona primetime, so that's the first one, and then Vegas primetime. So 3 of the 4 of them are on the road. So they granted our request, but it doesn't really help us at all. It's just like, Jesus Christ, like it's still
I saw like before we hopped on, I saw like I think it was the Giants owner or GM had a problem because they didn't grant the request to not play. I feel like on a certain Sunday or a Monday because it was like a Jewish holiday or something. I forget what it was called. That's the reason I didn't want to say the wrong name. of what it is.
Right.
But I saw something that they were frustrated with that because I guess with the holiday, they're not supposed to be watching TV or doing anything like that. So they were kind of miffed about not getting those games, that game off for that week or whatever. But I didn't really know about that really until like what you're saying, and from what I was reading here, that teams could actually put in for certain things here. What was it? The Steelers or one of these teams is going to be traveling like crazy this year. Like I forget what the statistics was. I had them saved at one point, but like I saw that like there's a team that's going to be switching time zones like 20 times or something. It's going to be nuts.
Yeah. And I think the Giants are the opposite, where they are barely leaving. I don't think the Giants even leave the East Coast this year for any of their games.
Yeah, there's a team that doesn't leave any, like, their side of the country at all. So, it's weird how they make these schedules.
It's all, down to the algorithm. Got a tiny room full of people trying to figure this schedule out and working with a computer. So, it is what it is.
Every time I think about whose job it is to make these schedules, I just picture like this dude or this huge room and just this huge like board with like all these teams on it, and he's just trying to figure it out.
He's got a giant cup of coffee.
Like just these little magnet cards that he's putting up. Like, would this work? No. Kind of.
They give him like 4 months to figure it out. He's just in this room by
every
himself.
day. He just go in there for 8 hours a day, just like. Okay, this could work.
It's exactly
what
like
this team
that.
Look like by this,
but there's like 5 of them.
And we're like, all right, we're gonna flex the Monday night games between like week 14 to 18. He's like, oh great, now I gotta figure that out eventually. Well, at least they don't matter as much right now, I guess.
Yeah, like even the week 17 game against Buffalo right now, it says TBD. It doesn't even have a date or a time on it.
Yeah,
for us.
I saw most of the games like the last week. They don't have like an actual time or anything.
Right.
But I only have a couple more things here. Former 49ers and Giants wide receiver Dante Pettis is signing a 1-year deal with the Bears.
Okay.
And sticking with the Bears, free agent QB Nathan Peterman is signing a 1-year contract with the Bears.
Good luck.
He opened the 2018 season as the Bills starter ahead of Josh Allen and spent the last few seasons with the Raiders.
Yeah, I think Justin Fields is definitely the option there, but he wouldn't be a bad backup. I think he could probably come in and win a couple games.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That's all the NFL news I have here. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Vern.
Nope.
Okay. Before we get into our bias bubbles, as we mentioned in the intro, the XFL has announced their plans. XFL is planning to kick off its return season on Saturday, February 18th, 2023, which is interesting because it's only 6 days after the Super Bowl for the NFL. So we're only getting a little bit of time until a new football season. So that's going to be interesting.
And it should take up a good chunk of the time there between, that right after football season until we get to like NBA playoff stuff like that, that's a little ramped up.
The draft for the NFL and everything.
Yep, so I'm all here for it, man. More football is always good for me.
Yeah, and as everybody knows, the XFL is now owned by Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently they reached a multi-year agreement with ABC and ESPN, who have exclusive broadcast rights between 2023 and 2027. Game day content, tentpole events, and more are going to be broadcast on their streaming services. Each season's 43 games will be aired and streamed across ABC, ESPN, and FX. So they have a huge deal to get these games out there to people.
To get as many eyes on them as possible, so
exactly.
I wonder what days they're played on, like if it's still Sundays or if it's like a weekend, like maybe a Saturday game or two. But I'm all here for it. I'm gonna have to pick a team. I'm gonna have to go through all the ringers.
Yeah,
again.
it said the kickoff is on a Saturday, February 18th.
Okay.
So I'm assuming it'll be. I don't know what the full schedule. I imagine all the games wouldn't be on just a Saturday. So who knows?
I'm excited to pick a new team though.
I am too, man. Hopefully it lasts this time.
Where's these jerseys? Let me see the jerseys so I can pick a new team.
Hopefully, like Philly gets a team or something. Unless they're just going to roll with the teams they had before. But it'd be cool to see them do something new with it. Like have some new teams. But yeah, that's all the news I had here for just the NFL here. We can roll right into our bias bubbles. For anybody that may not know, bias bubbles, we just talk about our own, personal favorite teams. All the news that are going on, we kind of hold that back for this part of the show, so we're not just talking about our teams all show.
Exactly.
So you can lead it off here this week,
yeah,
Vern.
so I don't have too much. It's been kind of slow as far as the Patriots and Lakers. Other end stuff we've talked about.
Same.
As far as the Lakers, apparently Phil Jackson wants to trade LeBron James, which I think is absurd. Like, first of all, why are we even listening to this guy? Didn't you see the mess that he made in New York? You know, when he was the GM or whatever, president of basketball, whatever job he.
I don't care how old this dude is. Trade everybody but LeBron.
Yeah, exactly. That I would be more okay with trading AD at this point. You know, just because of the longevity of LeBron James. I feel like LeBron James might retire after AD at this point. You know, so it's just blasphemy. Do not trade LeBron. I don't care if he's got a walker. That just don't trade LeBron James.
Don't do it, man.
LeBron James has earned the right to not be traded anymore. You know, like, God damn it.
Yeah.
You know, so it just Phil Jackson. What the fuck are you talking about?
Doesn't he have like a no trade clause?
Probably.
I thought he would have one.
Probably. You know, most likely. Maybe not. But I imagine.
So you ain't sending me anywhere other than Cleveland.
Yeah, he's like,
or maybe
no trade,
Miami,
but Cleveland or Miami, or maybe Dallas. You know,
or maybe Dallas. Go play with Luka for a year with a chip.
Yeah,
seems like he has something going on over there in Dallas.
Right. Apparently, he tweeted that Luka is his favorite basketball player.
Hey, he's probably hit it off with Mark Cuban pretty well. Mark Cuban would do anything to get LeBron.
Mark Cuban would do literally anything to get LeBron James on the Mavs. Literally anything. He would
Mark Cuban said he would divorce his wife if it was between her and Luka.
Oh my God, that's what Luka. Holy shit.
Yeah.
That is crazy. I didn't know he said that.
That was like not long. It was like a year or two ago. They asked him about like trading, like if he had to choose between like divorcing his wife or I don't know if they asked him or if he just brought it up. But he just said if he had to choose between divorcing his wife and keeping Luka on the Mavs, you could see him tomorrow at the court with the divorce with the file of the papers. I'm like, holy hell, Mark Cuban.
Oh my God. But that's all I had for the Lakers there. For my Pats, Jarrett Stidham officially gone. See you later. The experiment didn't work. Sorry, number 4, but you ain't here no more. Okay, it's Mac Jones time. Okay, and guess what, N'Keal Harry, you're next. Okay,
you next.
Your days are numbered.
Pack your bags,
cause you ain't gonna be here very much longer. Okay, pack your bags. Just wait. We'll be on this show very shortly talking about N'Keal Harry traded. Yep, exactly. I can't wait. Because you ain't done shit since you got here. We could have had so many other wide receivers. This wasn't even about you, N'Keal.
Either traded or cut or something like that.
Oh, I hope he's traded because we better get something for him. Even if it's 6th rounder, I don't even care.
Yeah.
Trade
give us something.
Give us
just
something.
Like Rager, give us something for him, but we getting rid of his ass.
Getting rid of this motherfucker. No, best believe. And then I'll get some more positive news out of the Patriots camp. Vince Wilfork is going to be inducted into the Patriots Hall of Fame. And
I saw.
Hey, that's fucking awesome. You know, big man Vince Wilfork. When I think about him, one of the things I think about is that that it wasn't even a Patriots moment. It was a Texans moment. When they're doing that, I think it was either NFL Films or maybe
what's that? What he came in with that cowboy hat on and stuff,
and the overalls, and just like everybody is just busted up laughing. He's walking in like ain't nothing new, like ain't what's so funny? You know what I mean? Like he's such a good loving dude. Like as far as like fun loving, and I can't wait to see that ceremony because he was one of my favorite players on the team.
Yeah, it's always good to see. Great to see a person that important to a team recognized for their contributions and everything, because he was a staple there for you guys.
Absolutely. But that's pretty much all I had here as far as my 2 teams here.
Okay, I only have a couple things, actually more Bulls stuff than anything. Zach Levine, apparently he's having a scope procedure on his left knee. He's expected to make full recovery here. But he's still a free agent, so we'll see what happens. Bulls are expected to sign him back on a max deal.
I'm expecting him to be back in Chicago, but I'm interested in the fact that he wants to test free agency.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody wants to test their market and everything. The Bulls can offer him more money than anybody else, but all signs point towards them wanting to. I mean, Chicago definitely wants to bring him back. That's the reason they brought everybody in and even had Zach in with the building process last year to kind of help him build the team around him.
Right.
Now on to some bad news for the Bulls.
Uh-oh.
Apparently there's serious concerns within the Bulls front office about Lonzo Ball's knee. He's had the procedure, and they've ramped his rehab up multiple times, and each time he's having like soreness and pain, and they don't know what's causing it. They're still not sure on what's going on, but every time they try to ramp up his healing process, he's always getting in pain. So they have to ramp it back down, have him rehab a little longer, and then try to ramp it back up. But it hasn't been successful so far. And it was only supposed to be like,
he was supposed to 6 to 8 by the playoffs. It was only
supposed to be 6 to 8 week thing, and now they don't even know how long it's going to take. So we still have a while till like training camp, off season, everything like that to figure out what's going on. But if it gets too bad, Bulls be maybe looking to like terminate this contract or trade him and move on, because it's not looking good at this point.
It was a good fit when he's healthy, but you can't deal with all this, like if he just can't get on the court at all. You don't want a Ben Simmons issue,
And I mean, he obviously was a huge part of that team, because without him, you saw such a difference with him. I feel like if he was on that team in the playoffs, we may not have won the series, but it definitely would have been a better series than it was.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And I mean, if it's that bad and you're just not sure, because they did pay him a decent amount of money, and if they're not sure about him being healthy or even being able to play, who knows? You got to move on now.
Got to make a decision, make one quick, because like you said, it's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, and apparently there's rumors about the Suns' DeAndre Ayton. Apparently they've been having issues with the contract, so he might be looking to move on. So maybe Vooch is getting old, might look to move on from Vooch, bring DeAndre Ayton there as our star center there. He's younger. That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah, he's young. He was just drafted, man.
Yeah.
Just drafted.
I mean, yeah, and he's already, been in the finals, has playoff experience here. That'd be a great piece to have on the team. He would just come with a pretty hefty price tag, I'm sure.
Yeah, because you'd have to sign him to a huge deal for his second contract there.
Yeah. And the last thing is the Bulls, Arturas Karnisovas, our NBA executive, who's been orchestrating all the moves here for the Bulls. He actually won second place for NBA Executive of the Year here, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
But that's all I have for the Bulls. Eagles, not much. We signed a couple of wide receivers, including Carrick Wheatfall. They were free agents. Nothing too big. I'm not really expecting anything out of these Eagles here soon.
Right now, at least.
Yeah, if anything, just maybe hopefully sign James Bradbury, who was cut off from these Giants here. I wasn't going to, because it's been kind of just, Twitter shit, just kind of not even story, but like, someone, I think it was PFF, posted a picture of like Darius Slay with James Bradbury. Like, oh, wouldn't this duo be crazy or whatever? And Darius Slay retweeted it with like, the eyes emoji. Mm-hmm. And then Avonte Maddox retweeted it with double eyes emoji. And I was like, is this something in the work? James Bradbury signing with these Eagles or something?
Shit.
I think that would be the move to go, because I don't know what other option they have as far as cornerback. Safety, I'm concerned about as well. I would love if we would try to make a deal for that safety from the Bengals, who's not down for playing on franchise tag.
Yeah.
But who knows, man? I'm expecting Howie to at least make another move or two here before the season. Try to boost up this secondary.
Try to fill out that roster a little bit, get you ready for training camp.
Yeah, but it's cool seeing some just dope-ass photos of Jalen Hurts out here practicing with A.J. Brown and everything. Mm-hmm. Eagles keep picking up wide receivers and stuff, and it's just further pushing Jalen Reagor down the depth chart. So I don't know if they release him or trade him, but I don't think he's going to be seeing much action here this season. Maybe returning some punts.
Going the ways of N'Keal Harry.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost a damn similar situation, except, Philly's just like, fuck this guy. We want him out of here. Like, they are like, nope. Yeah, did you guys use a first-round pick on N'Keal? Oh, I didn't know that. So it is very similar. Mm-hmm. Philly's just a little bit more like outspoken on their hate for these type of players.
I'm gonna look it up real quick, just because I'm not 100%. I'm gonna look up when he was drafted,
because Philly wants him gone.
He got drafted first. Yeah, he was first round, 32nd, last pick of the draft.
Oh my gosh.
And
similar situations.
There was like a ton of good wide receivers drafted after us, man. Like, or after him. I can't think of any of the ones off the top of my head, but I know there was a ton drafted right after him. Like, I think AJ Brown was in that draft. You know, like, people like that. It's just like, oh my God. What we missed out on. You know what I mean?
Right. I think about that all the time because there's so many good players we could have had.
Debo Samuel, AJ Brown, McCole Hardman, DK Metcalf, Deontay Johnson, Terry McLaurin, Hunter Renfrow, Darius Slayton. All of them were drafted before N'Keal Harry. All of them. He was whatever. Whatever. We need. Oh God, got me all ramped up about N'Keal Harry.
That's how I feel about Rager, man.
He'll be gone soon.
But that's all I have as far as my bias bubble here. We can roll right into the crazy sports stat fact of the podcast here, and this is just a crazy sports fact. This is something I did not know. From 1947 to 1958, the NFL would award a bonus pick on the day of the draft that would become a first overall pick. It was drawn out of a hat, apparently, and it would just be insane if they did that today. I feel
that would be like people would have no parts of that. They would be so pissed off all the time. Like, who's
gonna get the first overall pick this year?
I'm gonna pull it out of this hat.
And it's just like the Super Bowl winner or something. You're like, son of a bitch. Like that, I feel like if you make it to the Super Bowl or something, you can't have that. You gotta take their name already out of the hat.
Those two teams have to be out of the fucking running. You know, at least those two teams that made it to the Super Bowl. But that is so ridiculous. Like, I could imagine that happening nowadays. And like even something like the NBA lottery looks a little ridiculous in the way that it's rigged up, where the certain players or certain teams have this amount of balls, you know, certain teams have this amount of, like, they had to do it so precisely so everybody would kind of think that it's fair in a way. You know, it's not really even a lottery. It's God, that would
you just have like a big like lottery ball thing with all the teams' pictures on it,
rolling.
And just like, oh, who's going to get the
Roger
Goodell?
Who's going to get the pick? Oh, who's going to get Trevor Lawrence? Oh, Jacksonville! Like, it's just like that would be so ridiculous. I'm glad we're way past that.
Think about the mayhem because, like, say, like, I don't know, like New England gets the #1 overall pick, they'd be like, no, we good. We're good with the team. Or like, say if like the Chiefs or somebody that are already set or the Bucks get it, they're like, no, we're gonna trade it for like 2 picks next year or something, or like 2 picks later in the draft.
Oh my God,
high picks, and they could just make wheel and deal off of that first pick that was just given to them.
Like, say it's a year that the first 3 are going to be quarterbacks or something, and you're a team that's got Pat Mahomes, but you really need a wide receiver, so like you trade that down for a 4th and a collection of other stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
or you could be a dick and just be like, I'm gonna take the best player, and then like, who wants him?
Who wants him?
What are you gonna give? What's it worth to you
what's
now?
It worth to you? Like, it would be mayhem. So I'm glad that we don't have that. You know.
Oh, it would be straight mayhem.
It would be too crazy for the NFL nowadays, man. That's wild.
You would have a prospect that was like so bummed he was gonna go to the Lions or like something, and like they get picked by one of the best teams.
Like, oh shit! You know, just like changes everything. Or it'd be like an Eli situation where he gets drafted somewhere he doesn't want to play. You know, he's like refuses to play, so you have to trade him. You know, just it would be mayhem. It would be too much.
Yeah, I kind of would like to see what would happen in today's NFL.
It's a situation where, like with the Bengals and the Raiders last year, when they could have tied and both made the play, or no, the Chargers
and the Chargers.
I wanted to see it happen just to happen. A 0-0 tie where they would both get in, you know, just to see it happen.
And what's even crazier is how close it was to actually happening.
Right.
Like, it could have happened. If the Chargers would have just let it go, it was going to happen.
Man.
Which is even crazier.
But that is wild, man.
It would have been wild if they would have kept doing that. But that's the show for this week. Thank you for watching here. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe with all your friends. Mm-hmm. Make sure to check out all the content on the channel. We got a lot of stuff coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Got a lot more content as far as reviews, you know, streams, all this different stuff coming out. So stay tuned. We're going to actually have a whole new channel specifically for Squad Bot Sports eventually. Be on the lookout for that because we're all kind of kind of branch out. We're still going to have everything on the Waves 5 channel, but we're also going to have one central hub that you can just go for all of our Squad Pod Sports content.
Exactly. So if you're looking for just that, there'll be a place for that. If you're looking for just the reviews, there'll be a place for just that. But rest assured, everything will still be on this Waves 5 channel.
Yeah, so be on the lookout for that channel. Of course, we're going to let you know when that pops up. Make sure to follow us at Squad Pod Sports on Twitter, and we'll see everybody next week.
Peace.